Breaking news coming in right now at the top of our 12:30 bulletin. Another accused in the horrific Delhi gang rape case says he's a minor, and now he wants an age test done to prove that he is below 18 years of age. Vinay Sharma, a DRIM inspector and one of the accused, has moved a plea in the fast-track court in Delhi hearing the case. A decision on an age test is expected during the next hearing. Sharma wants a bone ossification test done to determine his age. Sharma, if he's proven to be a minor, will be entitled to direct bail and will escape with only 6 months of punishment due to loopholes in the Juvenile Act. In any case, Minor Act only provides for maximum 3 years detention for most crimes, including rape. There's no clear provision for quashing such pleas when there's a clear-cut bid by the accused to get away, claiming to be a minor, challenging his own school age certificate. A bone ossification test is often used to confuse and complicate matters since it is not conclusive and leaves scope for error in borderline cases. Well, this present case emphasizes the need for modifying the Minor Act, which is often being used in the loopholes. Activists have been demanding that age bar qualifying a minor should be brought down to 16 from the present limit of 18. The Juvenile Act, they say, should also provide for treatment of minor as adult in rarest of rare cases. There's also an urgent need to ensure juvenile convicts serve out full term and not getaways could be the case in the case of the Delhi gang rape case. Well, that's the story we're getting for you right now as far as the accused in the Delhi gang rape case is concerned. Remember the night of December 16th, and now what we're talking about is yet another accused coming out and claiming that he's a minor. Atir Khan is breaking the story to us. Atir, take us through the details of what this accused is saying.
Well, we know that this precedent has been set by one of the accused out of 6. And now this time around, the lawyer of another accused has come up with this contention that the age of his client is less than 18 years. Now, he says according to the school certificate, it's 20 years. However, the parents have said that the date they had given was incorrect due to possibility of admission in the school. They claim actually the date of birth is 1st of March 1995. So therefore, they have appealed to the court that the bone ossification test be done. Now the court has issued a notice to the police and the center to give their side of the story.
Right. Atir, just stay on with us. Let's also get in a legal expert in on this. We've got senior criminal lawyer, Mr. Marjan Memon, who's now on the show with us. Mr. Memon, always lovely to get your perspective in on stories. Just break down the details of the situation for us. The second accused in the Delhi gang rape case now comes out and says that he's a minor. Obviously, once again, calling the attention of the entire nation for changes in the Juvenile Justice Act, perhaps, sir?
Now, see, after this 16th December gang rape noise all over the country, there is one offender who is found to be a little less than 18 years. Therefore, this has become a rage or a debate on nationwide as to whether Juvenile Justice Act needs to be amended, whether a boy or a girl who commits a crime who is just on the border of that attainable age should be spared punishment if a very heinous crime is committed. Now, in our country, there may have been quite a few cases where such juveniles may have been before the court concerned, and there may have been some disputes. The prosecution may say that he or she is above 18, while the accused and his counsel may probably be pleading that, well, the date of birth is suggests that the age is less than 18. So there is always, you know, a procedure established by law for the purposes of ascertaining age of a child for acceptance by the trial court. And that procedure has to be followed. There are authentic documents of the date of birth, like school leaving certificate, or passport, or birth certificate from the municipality or some other gram panchayat. And then if there is any dispute about it, then there is a medical test. So it is for the learned judge to find from various documentary evidence. Even the mother's evidence sometimes is taken to also mother's affidavit is taken to find out the date and place of birth of the child concerned. So this is what is happening now. This case also, one does not know whether genuinely the child is below that concern.
Correct.
Below 18 years of age.
Let's also get in Ms. Kiran Bedi, former IPS officer, who's also now on this bulletin with us. Ms. Bedi, once again, we're talking about this entire Juvenile Justice Act, the controversy that surrounds it. Yet another accused in the Delhi gang rape case now coming out and claiming that he is a minor, obviously trying to take advantage of the loopholes in this act.
Are you asking me?
Yes, sir.
Well, listen, every accused always would use every opportunity through their legal advice to somehow get relief from the courts in one form or the other, including wanting to become an approver. So, but the age matter settles with serious certification and documentation, whether it's a school certificate, a date of birth registered, if it's a delivery or born in a government hospital or any hospital, or the third would be the bone test or the forensic test. So I'm not surprised that the lawyers not advising, the defense lawyer, whoever it is, not advising all these delayed tactics. These are all delayed tactics.
And what happens in a situation like this? You're saying that it is perhaps something that every accused would come out and do, trying to save his own case. But what exactly happens in a situation like this? Let's not even talk about the kind of debate that surrounds the Juvenile Justice Act, ma'am. But what happens legally? What really happens is the next step. He'll come out and say that I'm under 18, tests that are going to be performed. But those tests are also not very definitive.
No, let him say that. But his certification will prove if he's been to school, the birth certificate or school admission or their date of birth as registered in the school is a very vital evidence. The accused will say anything.
Okay,
you don't have to be worried about what the accused says. But what you have to be concerned about is what the evidence is. What is the certification in history? You remember General V.K. Singh's birth certificate?
Of course.
Finally, what happened, what they relied on. So that is the key.
All right, Ms. Kiran Bedi, former IPS officer, appreciate you joining us here on the show. Mr. Majid Memon, just a closing comment for you. How easy or difficult does this argument then become legally to be taken up by the prosecution? Mr. Memon, are you there with us? All right, Justice RS Sodhi is now on the phone line with us. Justice Sodhi, we're talking about the fact that the breaking news coming in right now is that one of the Delhi accused coming out and now claiming that he's a minor. Given the sort of debate, the controversy that's surrounding the Juvenile Justice Act, sir, what's your reading into this situation, into this latest claim coming forward?
You see, every accused has a right to take up all defenses that are available to him. And this being one of the defenses, if it is available, it can always be taken up. And juvenile or not a juvenile is a question of fact. This fact has to be adjudicated upon as and when the court is called upon to adjudicate upon it. It does not mean one bit that he is a juvenile, or it does not mean that he may not be one. So it's a question of fact, really. I don't think there's anything to be worked up on this.
Okay.
That he's delaying this thing, or he's trying to build inroads into his defenses. These are all questions of fact. And if he could have taken it up at any stage of the trial, even in the Supreme Court, he could have taken it up. So it's quite all right.